When you think of people who can communicate really well in a language, who are some of the best at it, do you think? In my opinion, some of the best communicators have to be comedians because comedians have to convey emotion to an audience who expects them to be funny, which means that the barrier between the audience and the performer is really, really high because I don't know about you, but like if someone's like, "Hey, be funny," I'm gonna listen to everything you say, but I need you to be funny for like the next 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, an hour. That is a very difficult assignment if you're not trained for it. And so I think there's a lot that we can learn by taking a look at people who are in those positions. So today, we're going to take a look at a workshop that we ran called Pro Pitch Mastery. This is right available on our website. And what we did basically was we took a look at comedians just to see how they were using pitch in order to become effective communicators. And these aren't things that, you look at, a comedian performing, you're like, oh, I can never do that, or you look at someone on the stage like that's not me. I would have no idea how to do that. Well, no, you can, and I want to show you how because they're using the very same tools that you have. Let's talk about it a little bit, especially with regards to pitch. Good morning, guys. Good evening. Good afternoon. Welcome to your daily American English pronunciation show. Wake up, American. This is our show Monday through Friday where we meet for 5 minutes to try to make sure that you get in your practice every day. And to guide you in this process, there is me. Hello, my name is Jeff. It runs with breath. It's one of the 4 keys to a natural sound, including placement, pitch, breath, trying to weaken your consonant sounds, trying to strengthen your vowel sounds. Let's take a look at a couple of the examples that we used in our workshop. Let's maybe go through 3 today. Let's take a look at our first one. We're going to see how pitch is used, for instance, to introduce dialogue among characters. What's up, world friends? World friends asking someone cooking. Not here. But somewhere, right? I would imagine. It's good to see you. Thanks for being with us. Let's check out how we can use pitch to introduce dialogue and stories. Like when we have characters, if we're trying to say something that someone else said, how can you use pitch effectively?
You'd be like, put your hands by your back. And I'm like, you first.
Okay, so there's 2 key things here that I need us to pay attention
You'd be like, put your hands by your back. And I'm like, you first.
When you're using dialogue, the first thing you have to do is to introduce you're using dialogue. So you have to say like he said or she said. You need some sort of phrase like that. Okay. So the phrase that we're using here is
I was like, hey y'all.
Sorry,
You'd be like, put your hands by your back. And I'm
using the phrase he'd be like, that's that very first phrase you hear. You're going to notice it's low in pitch, it's fast, it's weak. The only goal is to introduce that I'm about to tell you what the character said. It's like, he'd be like, she said, I was thinking, like all those phrases that are about to introduce dialogue, they tend to be weak, low in pitch, fast. And then when you get to the actual dialogue, okay, and hello to Milad. Milad already saw this because he was actually in the course. But I think it's good to review. Once you introduce the character,
you'd be like, put your hands by your back. And I'm like, you first.
So once you introduce the character, you can then change the pitch. Like, he was like, put your hands. He was like, put your hands. So this is something that you can do in your own storytelling. The next time you have to describe something that someone said, start low. Then when you get to the actual words, go high. He was like, put your hands behind your back.
You'd be like, put your hands by your back. And I'm like, you first.
He'd be like, put your hands behind your back. He'd be like, put your hands behind your back. He'd be like, put your hands behind your back. So just that little shift there can be really, really helpful to make your stories a lot more evocative. Hello to Mattia as well. Great to see you. Thanks for being with us. Let's take a look at another clip. Let us see what is happening.
And it's ironic because whatever funny I have, I got from my mom.
This is a pitch pattern that is extremely common in American English. Let's listen
And
to it
it's
again.
ironic because whatever funny I have, I got from my mom.
The pattern that's happening here that I just want you to pay attention to is that when you change the thought group, you need to change the pitch level. A thought group is a group of words that go together in a sentence before your next group of words. Let's see what the thought groups are here
And it's
first.
ironic because whatever funny I have, I got from my mom.
And it's ironic because whatever funny I have, I got from my mom. There are 3 thought groups here. And it's ironic because whatever funny I have, I got from my mom.
And it's ironic because whatever funny I have, I got from my mom.
The movement that I need you to notice is that the first thought group, and it's ironic, then moves down in pitch because whatever funny I have. Then we go lower, I got from my mom. And it's ironic because whatever funny I have, I got from my mom. And it's ironic because whatever funny I have, I got from my mom.
And it's ironic because whatever funny I have, I got from my mom.
Those 3 distinct pitch levels. That sort of progression where we have 3 thought groups and each one of them progressively moves down is very common. I just used it right there. That pattern where you have 3 thought groups and each moves down is very common. Do you see each thought group I'm saying, I'm moving down. Each thought group I'm saying, I am moving down. That sort of movement I want you to start paying attention to in native speakers' speech when you hear them talk. Okay. Let's maybe go through one more example from our workshop. And if you're finding this helpful, we looked at basically this workshop is called Pro Pitch Mastery. We looked at examples from there's probably about 12 or 13 different clips like this, all of them different patterns that you actually encounter in real life all the time. So if you're trying to practice identifying pitch, using pitch, and even honestly just noticing pitch and trying to apply it to your own speech to become a better communicator, that's what this workshop is for. Okay. Because the reality is, a lot of people, if you've learned English, this is not a tool that most likely you are using. If you're like, honestly, 99% of students that I see. Let's look at one more case of pitch.
Likes it. A small piece of me likes it.
Let's do that again.
A piece of me likes it. A small piece of me likes it.
Okay. So what is he saying here? There's 2 different thought
Piece
groups.
of me likes it. A small piece of me likes it.
Okay. Do you hear what he's saying? A piece of me likes it. A small piece of me likes it. A piece of me likes it. A small piece of me likes it. Have you ever noticed that sometimes when native speakers are talking, they say the same thing twice, but each time they say it, they change it. Maybe they change the stress. Another thing that they may do is they may change the pitch level, which is what
Piece
you
of me
mean.
likes it. A small piece of me likes it.
A piece of me likes it. A small piece of me likes it. A piece of me likes it. A small piece of me likes it. It's like this is something that you can do and you're thinking about it and you want to clarify or you want to expand or you want to correct. You can repeat what you just said, which honestly is a strategy I don't see a lot of students using. I don't see students repeating elements from the conversation that they say. They kind of just keep going. But sometimes for emphasis, you want to repeat. Kind of like what happened right
Piece
there.
of me likes it. A small piece of me likes it.
So his strategy is dropping, but you can also go up. It's like you can say this. You can say this, or you can do this, or you can do this. It's like on the repetition, just making sure you're changing the pitch level. Guys, if you're finding this helpful, feel free to visit fluentamerican.com, and our video course is right on the homepage. So right when you go to fluentamerican.com, you'll be able to see this course if you're finding this helpful. So that way you can start hearing native speakers using pitch and apply it to your own speech. Regardless of your decision, though, hopefully you found that these examples of native speakers using pitch, you can copy them and apply them to your own speech. And even just hearing the difference is already a huge step. All right, I do have to run to a class, guys. But hey, thanks for hanging out with me today. There's a million pronunciation resources out there. So the fact that you spend some time here is greatly appreciated. I'll see you all later. Hope you have a good day. Have a good night and a good afternoon. Take care, guys.